Hey guys, HierarchyGFX here. So today I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to make a simple logo in Photoshop. Something kind of like what you see on the screen here. So what you're going to want to do is go to File, New, make the width 500 and the height 500, and click OK. Now you have your layer. You're going to want to go ahead and color the background. So take your paint bucket tool, and the color I currently have selected is kind of a darkish gray, and paint that out. And what you're going to want to do is create a new text object, so click your text tool. If you guys want to know the font I'm using Pandora Limiter, and you're going to make the text. What I'm going to use an A, because don't forget to change your color as well, that way it doesn't blend in the background. So I'm going to use an A simply because, I don't know, A's just tend to work better for me. But you're going to want to size that up, obviously. You can use free transform, whatever. I usually use free transform, so Control T. Control T. There we go. And just make it bigger. It's really up to you on what size you want it to be. It doesn't really matter. I think this is a good size. Anywho, you're going to want to take it and get the elliptical marquee tool, and oh yeah, don't forget to rasterize the object or the type, that way you can make edits to it. And take the marquee tool and just kind of create a circle over it like this. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be exactly like mine. And then layer via cut. What that'll do, that'll make it kind of a cut, and you have two separate pieces of that A. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the A out a little bit, maybe adjust it so it kind of fits that a little bit better. That should, right there looks good. Maybe scooch it over a little bit so it fits that size. And then what you're going to want to do is take the marquee tool again, but use the rectangular marquee tool this time, and kind of go off this side of the A. And then do the same thing. You're going to want to layer via cut. You'll have that. And then just kind of pull this out a bit. Maybe even make it go up here. Maybe even have it go down here. It's really personal preference. I'm going to put it up here because that's just where I want it. Maybe down a little bit more. And what you're going to want to do is take all those layers, so highlight all of them, click the top layer, and then shift click the bottom layer, and you'll select all of them. And convert to Smart Object. Now that you have your Smart Object, rasterize the layer, go into the layer, and we're going to add some drop shadow. So click on drop shadow. We're going to make this distance 0 and the spread about 7 and the size 13. Actually, we're going to change that. Actually, no, that'll work. So again, keep the opacity 75, untick use global light, keep the angle at 120, and just change the distance to 0, the spread to 7, and the size to 13, and click OK. So now that you have your text object, this is basically what you're going for. You can do many things with this. You can add layer effects, you can add textures. I'll do that in another tutorial. This is simply just for a regular standard logo. So the last thing we want to do is maybe add some gloss. You don't have to, but I think it adds a nice touch to any logo. So what you're going to want to do is create a new layer and take that same elliptical marquee tool that you used in the very beginning. Maybe zoom out a bit so you have some room. Zoom out. There we go. And take the elliptical marquee tool and do something kind of like that. And you're going to want to transform selection while keeping the elliptical marquee tool selected. Transform selection, and then you can rotate it so you have a perfect fill there. I'd say right about there. My personal preference, I like to do it with part of the edge being met, and that's just how I do it. So what you're going to want to do here is, the problem is if you do the gradient now, it'll do it inside here. So the way to fix that is you'll go to select and then inverse. Now it has the opposite side of that selected of that layer. And then what you're going to want to do is go to the gradient tool. Make sure you have white faded to 0 opacity, or opaque, I don't really know what that's called. So just white fade out, and then take that and drag it down across there like that. Now you can do this multiple ways. You can also go the opposite way, and that kind of creates more of an extrusion look to it if you wish, but I think it kind of creates too much of a sharp look. But if that's what you want, then definitely do it the opposite way. But I'm going to do more of a circular kind of look. So drag it down until you find something you like. There, that'll do. And then deselect. So now you have that, but you'll notice it's a little too bright. So what we're going to want to do is go to the fill and bring that down to about 50%. And there you go. That's standard logo right there. There are multiple things you can do with the reflection. If you want, you can also, here, let me untick this. You can also do the diagonal one like I have on my logo. You can use the box, the rectangular marquee tool to do this one, but I used my own. You can take the pen tool, just kind of go diagonally across like that. Doesn't really matter what you do over here, and then bring it around like that, and then make selection. Now that you have that selected, go back to your gradient tool and drag that down like so. Actually, do it the opposite way. That's how I'm going to do it. And then deselect, and then same thing, take the fill to 50%. You might even need to take it more, but I'll keep it at 50%. So there you go, guys. That's how you create a simple logo. Please leave a like and a comment if you think it deserves it. Thanks a lot.